Thanks, Ross. Good morning, everyone. I know many of you, but for those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Willard VanderPloeg. I'm the Development Officer for the Owen Sound Hospital Foundation, and it really is a pleasure to welcome you to beautiful Grey County this morning. And I'm so glad that you had a nice bright morning for the drive over. So welcome. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce our two guest speakers today. Both of them are really busy individuals. They've got a wealth of experience with gift planning, with philanthropy, and with educating others about it. And just want the two of you to know we really appreciate that you took time to be with us today. When I met Helen de Boer about 13 years ago, I think, maybe 14, she had just started working for a foundation supporting education in the Niagara area. And a couple of years later, she came to work in the healthcare field, and that seemed to stick because I think you've been there ever since. She gained a broad range of experience in both legacy and annual giving with organizations like Hamilton Health Sciences, Norfolk General Hospital Foundation, that's Simcoe, Ontario, for those of you that don't know, Scarborough General Hospital Foundation, and she's currently the Senior Manager of Gift Planning with the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Ontario. Helen has been a faculty member with the Canadian Association of Gift Planners, teaching their Banff course and participating in quite a few annual conferences, right, over the years, I think. She recently served as editor of Gift Planning in Canada for the Hellborn Group. Not sure how many of you will get that publication, but I do, so we appreciate that too. According to LinkedIn, LinkedIn's so handy, isn't it? I was checking that the other day. Helen has a couple of professional goals. Number one, to see 25% of Canadians include a charity in their will planning by 2036. Helen, is that your retirement date?
That's when I turn 75.
Number two, to share the charity child concept with everyone. And guess what? I think that's on the agenda for today. And number three, to help people help others through their giving. And I hope that's a goal that we all share with you, Helen. So we appreciate that. Brad Hoffman is also here with us today. Brad is the Vice President of Strategic Philanthropy at Mackenzie Financial and Managing Director of the Mackenzie Charitable Giving Fund. Prior to joining Mackenzie, I also sort of wanted to put in there read before crossing over to the dark side, but Brad served as Vice President Development at the Toronto Community Foundation. So Brad's got lots of charity experience as well. He continues to contribute to the nonprofit sector through his leadership in education and professional development, through speaking across Canada for both CAGP and countless other sessions for charity, and so staff and volunteers, and also for professional advisors. And as a matter of fact, we talked this morning about the first time we met, which was at a Lunch and Learn event. It's got to be 5 years ago, I think, that we did that. Brad holds an MBA and MA degrees from U of T and Honors BA from McGill. Mackenzie Financial makes Brad available to groups like ours, and we appreciate that. And they've also sponsored our day today as well, and so that makes it easier for me to put something like this on and keeps your costs down, and so we really appreciate that as well. So today we welcome two really accomplished gift planners and two really accomplished speakers. I encourage you again to put your BlackBerry or your iPhone away, interact with them and interact with each other, and learn as much as you can, and above all, have some fun while we do it and enjoy. And if you have any questions along the way, again, we'll make it interactive. And if it's something for me, come and see me anytime, and we'll see what we can do. So thanks very much, and welcome. Please join me in welcoming Helen and Brad.
Well, thank you all for coming today. We're thrilled to be here because this is kind of like a hooky day for us. We had a wonderful drive up last night, and this morning we were able to see the beautiful colors. I was hoping to stay the weekend, but my hubby didn't come, so we're both heading back tonight, and we'll be with our families then. First of all, I'd like to have all of you turn around and just shake each other's hand and say welcome. There are a few new faces in the room, so break the ice, say hello, and you'll get to know the
I know you.
So we're really hoping to set a very interactive tone today because we can drone on with the best of them. We really don't want to do that. I don't think it's the best way for people to learn. We certainly do not have all the answers. There's a lot of things that we talk about that we probably haven't done or may not have practical experience where you might have that experience, but we wanted to get a sense of kind of who we have in the room today. So I would ask that just kind of you identify yourself. How many people actually work for a charity in gift planning, do gift planning? So I think about a third of you. Now, how many people are volunteers or board members? But at least half. And what would be the other?
Who are the others? Who didn't? Yes.
We have a
Yes. Advisor.
Yeah, I advise, I consult with nonprofit foundations.
Okay, so we have some consultants and professional advisors. So a good mix of people. Really, I think it's important to have that mix, I think, because a lot of people are bringing something to the table. Helen works more directly with donors. I work more with advisors. I'm not an advisor, but I work more with advisors. So I think between all of us, we can really bring a very holistic approach to what we're going to be talking about today. And we really, really want to make it interactive. And hopefully the question, Helen's really good at that. I think we throw on a little more. To really try and bring your experience to the table, because planned giving and this notion of planned giving is there are a lot of different schools of thought, and there's a lot of different thinking about what planned giving is and how it works and how it should be incorporated into the broader fundraising picture. And I think maybe we can come close to at least addressing some of those issues, because I think how we traditionally thought about planned giving isn't necessarily how we should be approaching it in the future. And organizations like CAGP, which stands for the Canadian Association of Gift Planners, are really addressing those kinds of issues. What is a gift planner? What is gift planning? What is planned giving? And these are kind of some of the things we're going to be talking about, at least in the first hour this morning. Now, why do we want to be talking about it? What is it? How do we measure success? How do we take action around it? And these are things as organizations we need to be addressing, because there are many, many different thoughts about how organizations should be thinking about planned giving and really what it is in the first place. So, what is planned giving? Well, the answer is I don't necessarily really know what planned giving is, but I know a lot of people define it this way. They define it as deferred giving. People giving gifts through their will, through life insurance. But there's also a much broader definition of planned giving to say, well, any gift that is planned is a planned gift. Well, what gift isn't planned? When you make a decision even to write a check, when you get the Christmas solicitation from your favorite charity, couldn't you argue that's a planned gift and that there's an element of planning that goes along with that? Yeah, you probably could. So where the line is between gifts that are planned and unplanned is a really hard one to draw, which is why one of the difficulties that we always have is this confusion around what planned giving really is. So, Helen really always comes back to the word legacy. And I think that's a word because it's such a powerful word. In fact, I think there's probably no more profound a question that you can ask somebody than, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your legacy to be? I think when push comes to shove, there's no question which really brings somebody's social, economic, religious ideas to the table around how they define themselves as a person. So these are some of the things that I think have traditionally been associated with planned gifts. Well, they're complicated, they're individual, they're legal and financial consultation. I don't think that's necessarily true. Outright or deferred, they're large. They certainly don't have to be large. They're stimulated by life cycle events. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. We're certainly going to talk about that. And this planned giving environment is important because, as Ross said, when we talk about planned giving, we really think about it in terms of, well, we should be doing it. We should be focusing on it. We should be talking to our donors about it. But how? What is the best way for us to approach our donors to incorporate a broader plan-giving discussion? I certainly don't have the answer to that question. I'm sure the people in the room have ideas. Helen definitely has a lot of ideas around that question. But how do we talk to our donors about more broadly supporting our organization to contribute to their notion of legacy? And I think kind of that's what plan giving is all about. How do we as donors want to support our organization so that we can better define our legacy?